Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to and check out your boy P. Thinking right out here in my lab with nothing on but my pyramids. All right, so I'm doing what I do for you. This don't make a difference. I have my little dress hat on. This was Sunday, my church clothes. So Sunday lesson. I got a nice one for you. Let's go. Right, listen, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message and story for life. I give life lessons so that you can adopt them, use them. I see you tuning in and receiving them. You got a good thing going. Let's ride. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission that you, right thinking followers, to do just that. Know thyself. I'm going to give you everything you need in the phrase of Malcolm by any means necessary to make that happen for you. All you got to do is tune in and do what I tell you to do. And you know you in the end. That's the goal. Let's go. Now, do you know you? A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's what I do. And I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you, and I appreciate you too. A person who knows, whoa, what the what? Come on, man. I ain't trying to deal with this. Come on, man. Get out of here. Person who knows not, sorry about that, and knows, excuse me, person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. This stuff going on. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. That's what I do. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, you know my name, P Funk. That's my, it means pure real. So right thinkers, let's talk about what is real. Realization of wisdom. What does that mean? That means when you have your own experience with God for yourself, that's the realization of wisdom, and that's what's called obtaining spiritual knowledge, aka knowledge of self, or I like to use nihas. But it's some things that you have to do and understand about real. Let's go. Real is going beyond, okay? Hear that? Beyond the realm of just mental thoughts and concepts. I teach those things. Your job is to go beyond that, manifest it for yourself, implement it, and you'll understand the lesson. That's the intent, okay? Now, to realize what the truth of my right thinking philosophies, teachings within yourself for yourself, aka knowing thyself. That's the goal of right thinking philosophy. To have everybody who study it, practice it, or want to get into it, your goal is to know thyself. The practice of right thinking philosophy leads you to have using your intuitional knowledge. Accelerate. Intuitional knowledge represented by Aset. Remember, Asar is spirit, Aset is wisdom, intuitive knowledge from within. Remember the Akashic records? That's what Isis represents. When you use her, you're going to elevate your level of understanding and knowledge so you hit that realm. We only use 10% of our thinking capacity. When you raise your conscious level, that takes you to the next realm of thinking and understanding, and it's called having real knowledge, the practice of spiritual purification of what? The mind. And how you do that? Good question. By virtuous, righteous living when? Daily. My lifestyle requires just that. I do just that daily. That's why I teach you just that daily. So therefore, watch this. It's not the knowledge that comes from my books. That's a good start. But it's the knowing by my experience that I've accumulated over the years that I incorporate with my knowledge from the books. Makes it right thinking philosophy. I study, she taught that, I tell you, my philosophy, my way, but with my twist of experience makes it mine uniquely. So it's right thinking philosophy. Okay, hope you get that understanding. And it's all based on what? From not just the books, but knowing from my experiences. And you will have your own for yourself if you practice and implement the philosophical concept for yourself. You see, yeah, you was right. New tidbit. That's called a tease. I wanted to throw that in there, get you started. But and you do all this opposed to what? Believing and wishing. That's religion. I don't subscribe or profess religion. All they concepts I use them to, because that's what a lot of people understand. I know. So I use that not as a teaching tool, but as a reference tool to help teach what I'm trying to get across to you. Excuse me. By becoming, watch this, by becoming a right thinker, now you're able to what? To discover God. Ding, 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 ding. By what? Using your intuitional knowledge and your experience. You can speak for God for yourself. I don't need to practice or preach to you about how good God is and how great. No, that's what the preachers do. Okay, my job is to teach you how to have experience with Him for yourself. And then you can decide if you want to listen to the preacher on Sunday or not. That's your decision. I do. I go every week. But yeah, it's all about learning a philosophical concept. That's all religion is. They don't tell you that, but that's all it is. If you follow the tenets, yes, you will change. If you do the thing that is laid out for you, all them Bible verses, the good sayings, if you follow them, you will better yourself. Problem is, a lot of y'all don't follow them. I'm moving on. I'm not that stay there. So now, think in terms of the universe as the goddess, and the human heart is where the goddess dwells in man and woman. This is what's real. This real knowledge cannot be known by mere ignorant mortals. You hear me say ignorance. The veil of ignorance is when you don't know. So if you don't know, you're ignorant. You'll never see the beauty in the things that you need to, the goddess. But watch this. But by the real ones who has woke up, aka found themselves, spiritually enlightened, transcended individuality through what? Understanding, and they have and they has realized, there you go, that what? There is no individual, there is only the goddess, aka the spirit in the form of what? Human beings. We're spiritual beings having human experience. What's inside us is spiritual. Come on, we got to get that understanding. And I really want to get to my young people. They won't fight. Why? They don't know no better. But you older ones, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to give you a concept. If you understood it, you'd be better off. Now, the spirit is in plants, the stars, as well as intelligence, love. These are all qualities of God. Righteousness. That's the real truth. When you live these things, when you exercise these qualities in your character, when you master them, you will be considered godlike. Oh, excuse me, giving away too much of the lesson. Sorry about that. But that's the real truth. Now, just keep it real. Keeping it real is what? The highest goal of obtaining wisdom. Right thinkers, you have to go beyond just wisdom itself and to know God by what? Becoming one with God. Only way that's going to happen is you have to recognize and find the spiritual enlightenment to know thyself, and that's knowing that you and God are one. You become Christ-like, you become anointed, whatever you want to call it. All those names you call it, still the same thing. You have to reach that level for yourself, and you experience it. You can call it whatever you want after that. I'll never forget in got American Gangsters when Nicky Barnes was stealing my man's stuff and cutting up and still calling it Blue Magic. He said, no, my man, when you leave me, it's Blue Magic. When you get it and you tamper with it, it's no longer Blue Magic, so change the name or you have a problem. But the concept is, no matter what you call your experience with God, it's yours to call whatever you want. Whatever you choose, it's your right. But those who have it can't. Trust me. The saying is, those who know don't tell. Those who tell don't know. Think about it. Let's go. Now, God was always in our hearts. And it's the concept that our ancients had, and I still say it's the best judgment. Why? Because it holds all the information that you have in this all embedded in the heart. That's where God dwells. That's why at Judgment Day, He's going to speak for you. Okay? Understand that. Whether you know it or not, that's going to happen. So if you get the concept or don't make a difference. If you think you got to go stand up in front of St. Peter and say, well, I know Jesus, I'm chosen on it, means nothing. They're going to check your deeds. Your hearts keep your deed records. Moving on, just the concept. Now watch this. Right thinking philosophy's process of spiritual practice teaches that spirituality is what's real, and being God to a right thinker rather than allowing you to discover yourself. With knowledge of self, you have knowledge of God. Religion linking you back to the essence. They want to get you to God too. That's the goal of all religions. That's the common thread I know with all of them. Okay? They call it the silver cord. Now, who God in your heart. When you discover him, you'll know that one thing, he was always there. I'll be with you to the end of time. If you are breathing, he's with you. When shoe leave, that's the air. Okay, breath. If you got no breath, you got no life. That's the concept. Let me get this done. Now, being spiritually enlightened means you have put in your due diligence to learn the spiritual truth. More importantly, you implemented them, you lived them, you manifested the truth for yourself, so you speak for yourself. At Judgment Day, you say, I have not slept with another man of the same man, same sex, had sex with somebody same sex, be it male or female. You're speaking for yourself. I have not done these things. 42 confessions of my God. You got 10 commandments in with Christian concept, but 42 confessions of my God. Live up to them, you'll be fine. Now, spiritual enlightenment, your mind is always immersed in the thought of divine, and therefore you think positive. No objects, situations, worries, etc. of life have no real effect on that mindset. If you're comfortable and you know who and where you are, your mindset won't change because of situation and things that transpire around you. Okay, stay focused. That's being a real right thinker. Knowing yourself and knowing how to conduct and handle yourself. Now, I'm a sage. Yeah. Now, who have mastered the yoga of wisdom? There's 5 of them. I got them all. And I don't care, listen, about God. Excuse me, no, I don't care about the past or the future. Why? Because I understand through my knowledge and practice and doing my due diligence, those are illusions. Smelling, seeing, hearing, touching, and tasting are not real. That's illusionary. But the body functions on that. You need to smell it, see it, hear it, taste it, touch it to make sure it's real. No, you can be fooled too. That's the concept. Watch this. That's all illusions of what? The mind, not real like a passing dream. And when we go to sleep, everything we do in that, we seem to be real. Okay? But they tell you this is the same thing, the same concept. Watch this. I know that only eternity is real. Truth. It don't change, let go. It don't tarnish. It is what it's going to be. Truth stands on its own merit. When you have knowledge of self, you have spiritual truth for yourself, you are good to go. Just the reality, watch this, behind a dream is the dreamer himself. And watch this, through the spiritual enlightened mind, a sage can what? Experience eternity at any moment with what? Just a simple, real thought. Meaning, I'm God conscious. I can go into God mode when a situation presents itself. That guy get angry and rebel. The new chill, cool, and deal with it a whole lot different. That's the difference. So when you can make that kind of change and you can recognize it within yourself, that's what it's all about. That's being spiritually enlightened. That's knowing thyself. I control my emotions. I'm controlling my actions. I'm in control of how I respond to situations, whether I like them or not, whether they're comfortable or not. I'm still going to handle myself and be respectful. Self-integrity. I always wanted to keep my integrity. I didn't want to look like a fool and make a mockery of myself. So I always try to stay cool and maintain. So that's what integrity is all about. Staying committed and acquiescing to the situation. Maintain your main hustler's rule. Don't blow your cool. So I learned that a long time ago from the streets. But watch this. Now, a sage can go that with any given thought. Master, right thinkers, don't need to regret anything. Why? Because you have obtained the divine communion with what? Your higher self. That's the goal of life. Once you reach that goal of Nihas spiritual enlightenment, now all you got to do is just be. You've done all you had to do to reach that level. That's what being in this physical body is all about. Right thinkers, I want all y'all to get to that level to know thyself. Because coming back here ain't gonna be fun. So trust me, get to be number one. Everything is on the one. Keep it real. Your boy P Funk. That's all I know. That's what I do. Also for you. I'll be back.